Let's go over the agenda. Mr. Manager, please be our agenda guide for the day.
Thank you. I don't have anything on page 1. Page 2, number 1, this is a letter of intent for IRBs for an 88-unit affordable housing project at North 127th Street East. $16.8 million project. The request is for $6,250,000 in IRBs. The next item is on Larksfield Place. It's a $50 million issuance of healthcare facilities revenue bonds. $39 million of it is to refund some old issues, $5 million for renovations to a current facility, and then $6 million for a bond reserve and contingency fund. The third item, you've seen this before. This is the Riverside Development. It's up to 40 new single-family homes adjacent to or near Sim Park. This is a project plan allowing for up to $1.7 million in public improvement expenses through the TIF. This just simply sets the date of hearing on the TIF project plan for November 10th. On page 3, number 4, this has to do with the sale of River Vista. If you remember, the original developers had guarantees on the TIF and CID debt, and this would pass on those guarantees fully to the new owner. So that will continue to protect the city's position. Number 5 is a leasing of up to 35 parking spaces for 5 years at a parking lot that we own at 200 South Broadway. Number 6 is probably the biggest item on new business, and that is the adoption of the economic development guidelines. Nothing has changed that I can think of. Scott? Okay, since the last workshop. Number 7, I'm going to pull that, Karen. Okay, so that will not be on the agenda. Number 8, this is the allocation of CARES funds that the city's received through CDBG and ESG. It's domestic shelter services, youth crime prevention, food box distribution, several homeless prevention activities, including one that I don't know that we've talked about formally, and that's a social worker internship program. And we're doing that. Sally, which university is that with?
That is with Newman University.
Newman, thank you. Okay. Page 4. This would allow for the suspension or revocation of emergency record service licenses if there are specific violations. It's all outlined in the council report, and we'll do a presentation that'll be more detailed at the council meeting. On the non-consent planning agenda item, this is the one that you deferred at your last meeting and asked to have it come back. It will come back to you because that was your direction, but our recommendation then is to defer this to December 8th. There was a publication error for a number of items that had gone to the Eagle for publication, and because of that error, the item has to go back to the Planning Commission and then come back to you. And then the last item under the non-consent housing agenda on the bottom of the page, that's describing our current and 2021 Public Housing Authority programs and RAD-related activities. I don't have anything on page 5 or page 6. On page 7, number 6, that is something you'll be seeing on a regular basis. This is the second quarter performance report and the July monthly financial report for Visit Wichita. And this came out of a council committee in terms of trying to increase the transparency of the financial activities, actual performance activity, but performance also of Visit Wichita. Number 7 is acceptance of a donation from the Sherwood Glen Neighborhood Association of $10,000 to help with the improvements to the Sherwood Glen Park. And then number 8 is the annual, comprehensive annual financial report for the retirement systems, accepting that. On page 8, number 9, this is approving the budget of about $57,000 for seizure and forfeiture funds from the United States Postal Service Inspection Service. And then number 10 is the annual report that the council has asked for on performance of Stryker Sports Complex. And this describes the activity of 2009 and it gives a preview of what's happening or what they think will happen through 2020. Mayor, that's all I have.
Are there any questions or discussion about the items on the agenda?
Yeah, I had two, page 8, number 9, those asset forfeiture funds, would that go to the general fund?
No. Under state and federal law, you need to create separate funds for each category of seizure and forfeiture, and you approve the budget, but the state and federal requirements actually give the authority of expenditures to the police chief.
Okay. And then my other question was page 4, that zoning case. Is that deferral just to that date, or would that be a deferral back to MAPC?
It's probably just to that date because the.
MAPC will first weekend before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Further questions or discussion on the agenda? If not, we will go into general discussion or comments for the good of the body.
I would just ask we keep Mike Kennard's family in our prayers. We lost him this week.
Big loss for our community. Any other comments? If there's no objection, then we will